All right there. It's 20 to 3 in the morning. I couldn't not stream. That would be ridiculous after last night. I haven't watched that back. Apologies if they're required. They're probably not, though. I didn't have a lot to drink, but I was fucking hammered. Absolutely shafted. But it seems, excuse the burp, it seems it would be rude. It would be bad manners to not stream after getting me off my strike. But good Lord, I've been trying to. I think I might have mentioned this last night, so forgive me if you've heard this one before. But I've been trying to make a Facebook account for my sins to promote my novel. I've got 5 universities and a massive school, and I was well known in all of those places because I've got too much of that. And that's a few thousand sales. I'm so gutted, right? I left Facebook years ago. I had about 9,000 people on there. I had a 7,000 Twitter account, which I was deactivating and reactivating. What? And I've lost all that audience. It's shocking. It's shocking. 4 times I've failed to set up a new Facebook account. If anyone can tell me how you do it, I set it up. They're like, yeah, no problem. I put a little photo in the profile. I put a picture in the banner. Start adding friends, and then it goes, community guide. This account is not something about community guidelines. And then I appeal, and they come back and go, nah. So I don't think I can have a Facebook account. It's really annoying, you know. And trust me, I have to properly get down. You know, I have to properly get down. Making friend requests to people I was at school with just to punt them a novel. and it'll be proper dirty as well. It'll be proper dirty when once the novel's out and I've given it 2 months, just closing the account. And then all the little weird posts in between to make it look legit. Oh, look, here's the dinner I had yesterday. Oh, isn't it interesting what's happening in Gambia? Arsenal won, you know, all this. Oh, speaking of which, hang on a minute, bollocks. Arsenal fixtures. Where are we? Fulham tomorrow. Lovely. No missing. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but you know, there you go. That's the way it turns out sometimes. Nice to see you all. Glenn, I've tried 5. No, hang on. How many times have I tried to get an account? 4. I've tried 4 different emails. 4 different emails, 4 different phone numbers, because once they're not happy about your email, they go, oh, how about phone number? I've used a VPN and an English phone number, like a mate has said I could use his phone number. I've tried everything, and it might be for the best, and here's why. Hello, Plastic. Good to see you, son. You're all right. It ain't going to be a long one again, people. It is 20 to 3 in the morning. I was meant to stream earlier, but I've not, hangover would be an exaggeration, but the energy is not there. You know, the energy is not there. Is it? Oh, it just said Fulham. Maybe I was looking down the a bit further down. Bournemouth, you're right. Today, which is tomorrow for me, so 11:30 tomorrow night for me. That is, it's all right, I suppose. Cheers, yeah. So yeah, a peculiar. It is lazy advertising, though. Just getting people who know you to buy your book. It's not. You know, it's not even guerrilla marketing. It's just pressure marketing. But my first novel, everyone I knew bought it, and they really did, because people don't like me. A lot of people don't like me, and they want to buy things like that to see how shit it is. Oh, they got conned, didn't they? It turned out to be quite good. But you know, it's all a bit of a weird thing. And then I started getting adverts on YouTube. Does having an ad blocker on mean that you can't have a Facebook account? Maybe that's it. This is interesting content. Is this what you're coming for? Mate, hello Nick, nice to see you. Hello Andrew, good to see you. The truth will set you free is on the firm. It's peculiar. We've got quite a funny bit of salty cracker on Facebook though in a minute. Hello October, nice to see thee. Tito. I tell you what, Tito. Have you seen this, Tito? The drummer from Household. Oh, I think I've shown the rest of you. The drummer from Household is this Illustrator. You might have heard of him, Tito. He does like Batman and Judge Dredd, and like he does it professionally. He doesn't just sit at his house doing it. And he sent me this, and he done a lovely. That isn't in anyone else's book. He done that for me, and there's my little. Lots of love, Chris. So that's very nice. But what an incredible book this is. It's got loads of acetates in it and like full-page posters that fall out. And he takes you through his whole process of how he puts pages together. There's a reason for me showing you this again. But like he done the Shaun of the Dead poster. And so you get that. That opens up. Watch me drop it. So what a lovely book. I think it probably costs about 100 quid or something. So a very nice Batman poster there. You can't see it, but all that stuff coming away from Batman, they're bats, obviously. But I've been talking to him about, I think I showed you this one before. So he shows you how it works when you're just doing the inking or if you're just doing the colouring. And so you get that. He does the ink. He'll do that. And then that's how it gets coloured. Can you see that? I've just put that over there. Almost fits. But it's so beautiful. What a lovely book. And I'm so proud of him. I told you before, when he was about 18, he hitchhiked all the way to Scotland to a convention. And he turned up to this convention and said, oh, here's some of my drawings. 2 weeks later, he had a job for IPC magazines. Hello, Seeking Truths. But this is his first Batman that he wrote and illustrated. It's a two-parter. That speech bubble is obviously a joke. But it's actually excellent. I haven't read a graphic novel in years, but when your mate done it, you know. And the story is there's a power cut in Gotham City. It follows one night. But I tell you what, he's been proper very brave because he's gone for the Batman cloak in yellow and blue, which makes for some absolutely gorgeous pictures. It's all very good. I'll just show some of these panels. Look, lovely. I mean, I know I'm like 100 years old and that, but I've been talking to him and I sent him a load of book covers. If you follow me on Twitter, I put a few on my Telegram as well. Links to both of those in the description. Loads of those old crime noir book covers. And you know, I was talking about getting the Amazon sales and not, you can't have a nice cover. You have to have a cover that people on Amazon like. But I'm starting to think, you know what? Fuck them, you know. You know what? Go against all my marketing knowledge and just have a really nice cover. And so me and Jock, if you put Jock into Google, put Jock 2000 AD or put Jock Batman, you know, he's right up there. He used to do my Edinburgh flyers for nothing, right? Now, I don't want to hassle him, but we were sending backwards and forwards. He really likes those old Pulp Fiction crime noir covers as well. Here, I'll show you a couple up on Twitter. Hang on. This is a chill stream, people. We will talk about the United States of Communism in a bit, but there's no rush, right? It's just nice to be back, to be honest with you. But I found some amazing stuff. So have a look at this. This is from my Twitter. I found an amazing genre of pulp fiction, lessploitation, I'm calling it. And it's just lesbian exploitation. Hello, Pizzle. Oh, how lovely. On Pizzle, I tell you, you wouldn't believe, if Mark's in the chat, I've known Mark now since we were 11 years old. You'll be surprised the amount of people who really don't like me. And it's, I've got no qualms in telling you why. They're jealous. They don't like it that I am confident. They don't like it that I pull birds. They don't like it that I enjoy my life. That's it. And I've had it all my life. And it's absurd. It's really weird. And then the opposite happens as well. But I don't tend to get the middling. I'm not going to say, oh, you either love me or hate me. No, because there are some people who just think I'm a all right bloke. But there is a tendency for the extremes of the bell curves. Anyway, that's a lovely thing to say, Pizzle. Nice to see you, Dillich. Well, I won't be doing a book signing because you'll be buying them off of Amazon. But when I come to England and and we all meet up, if you bring it, of course I'll sign it. I'd love to. But have a look at this. Look, have a look at this. That's incredible. Let's see if I can get it. Can you see? That's a fine thumbnail, isn't it? I mean, it's funny, isn't it? It takes a lot of globular to take your eyes off of Pelosi. Right, that was that indulgence. But yeah, check out this for a bit of lesploitation. Run, Les, run. Oh, and by the way, PaulSquire.com was celebrating a scrub birthday yesterday. I think he's been an adventurer for 7 months or something. I saw it yesterday while I was streaming, but because my head weren't working. Look at Les, run. It's incredible. Run, lesbian, run. What a better time. Hello, Old Oak. Good to see you. So there's a few of them, really. There's the fella Thingy Bob put me onto. There's the Robert Maguire, who done about 800 book covers. There's Charles Binger, and then there's the McGuinness character. And they're really the ones I'm into. But hang on, let me show you some more lesploitation, because I found a few more. Hang on. Here, check out these. A bit of fluff. I'll have to show you it on the old paint shop, because I want you to read the blurb, because it's, you know, I just want to do a pastiche of these, really. Read this, look. Her body was already bought and paid for in full by another woman. A lesbian. A bit of fluff. What a world. Look at it. Her body was already bought and paid for by another woman. A lesbian. These aren't nice covers, by the way. These are just, I just thought, a bit of lesploitation. I mean, I know about the crime noir and I know about the Pulp Fiction, but lesploitation is absolutely new to me. This looks like it might be a Charlie Binger, actually, not to be confused with Binger from the shootings. I've got to be a bit careful because of the strike and because of the strike and all that. But I think we can get away with lesbo wife. Hello, Emma. Nice to see you. Zen Mavericks on the phone. The boy crazing. Lumi wants one. Hello, Lumi. Lumi, little mix up with you and me there last night, but I think it's all good now. Hello, Moral Outrage Prophet Vart. Oh yeah, Maguire's the king. But check out Charles Binger as well. It's very much of the Maguire style. McGuinness, McGinnis, he's still working. He's 90. But the problem for me and Maguire, Tito, it's not a problem. But as you know, as fashions changed, as aesthetics changed, his later work is a little bit too smooth. He was getting paid more for it. He could spend more time on it. But the earlier ones, you can see the brush strokes. You can see the canvas board coming through in the background. You can sometimes see the pencil lines, or beautiful, history to the actual work of the artist. But the later ones, they start. He didn't use an airbrush, but they start going more in that direction. And then it starts getting like Boris Vallejo. And I can't stand Boris Vallejo. I loved Boris Vallejo when I was a 13-year-old. I thought, wow. But not for me. Lesbo Wife, on the other hand. I will be talking about Stelter. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I've contributed a bit on Twitter about Stelter. It's amazing. Lumi, do you want a Lesbo Wife? Hang on, let me sort out. Hello, Bill. Bill's niggling. Bill's come in with an entropy. Lovely. I can't talk about this kind of stuff, Bill. I'm on a strike. I'll have to edit out what you said. Hang on, I'll put it on the chat in a minute. Nice one though, Bill. Always appreciated. The violent story of a woman's sexual revolt, and then at the bottom, look, hang on, look at this. The twilight land of a woman in love, driven by her erotic lust to even more degrading acts. And what's really sweet about a lot of these books, not just the lesploitation, but there's so many Stockings. Can we just have a one in the chat from men and women? I mean, I can't have sex with a woman in tights or pantyhosers. I just, as soon as if a woman pulls her skirt up and she's got tights on, I'm repulsed. It's probably some early. I know what the trauma is. It was finding my mum's pants and that wrapped up in her tights at the bottom of the stairs every other day. And sometimes having to touch them to try and get some of my dirty underwear that'll be at the bottom of the pile. But isn't it weird how Stockings have remained erotic for like 2 centuries nearly? They've never gone out of being really sexy. And any era, I think you're probably, let's have a look, let's learn something. Here we go. When was the stocking and suspender belt introduced? Europe? I suppose we could try that. It's obviously European. I'm not having that. They reckon 1920s. Are you sure? I'd have put it about 30, 40 years before that. And there you go, 1871. Adjustable and detachable straps and garments. They are patented in the US, though, in fairness. But there you go. That I said 30 years before that. I'm about 10 years out. Oh, I know my history of stockings. But it's incredible, isn't it? And so many of these covers have got just a whiff of stocking. And you don't want more. Isn't it incredibly more erotic? When I was still watching porn, I'd be sitting there and there'd just be like 4 blokes sexually abusing some poor crackhead. I'd be thinking, not sure if I'm meant to be enjoying this or not. Not pleasant. Not the sort of things I wanted to... didn't really want to be thinking about things like that when I was meant to be enjoying myself. Here we go. Lesbian captive. Lovely picture. Look at the incredible paintings of the faces. I think this is a Charlie Binger. I'll put it up on the. So this is what me and Jock. We haven't been sending books about lesbian lust backwards and forwards, but we've been talking about these covers. Look at the amazing painting. Look at that face. Incredible. And this is what I said to Jock. The thing about when you're painting sexy women, and remember, these people weren't getting paid a lot for these. They'd have wanted to knock these out in a couple of days. They'd have penciled them in the first day, painted them in the next day, and off you go. I don't think they'd have put more than 2 days into one of these pictures. Maybe 3 or something. But if you're painting sexy humans, because there are ones with men that are eye candy for women readers, you've got to get it right, because if you get it wrong, it looks ridiculous. There's nothing worse than an attempted sexy image. Tito will tell you this. They'll know this inside out. If you try and paint a sexy woman or man and you get it wrong, it's ridiculous, because you've got it wrong. The semiotics of seduction have collapsed, and it's a bit like, why have you got me looking at a spastic in her underwear? Now, it's not that pronounced, but it only takes a slight, now these drawings are often completely out of proportion, like women will have legs as long as the land. And, it's not about proportion. There's other very subtle things you have to get in there. But just look at that boat race. It's incredible. There's not a lot of detail on it, but so erotic. And I'm glad that I come from a culture where I can still find, an almost cartoonish picture erotic. I haven't totally had my sexuality burnt to death by fucking porn. However, as he says that, she longed for a man, but her body made her a slave to those women who could satisfy her lust. Fucking hell. Anyone else got wood? Right, hang on. Let's have a look at a couple more covers as people are turning up. We're nearly at the 100 mark. Magic 100. But I'll just show you a couple more of the... this is quite amazing. Morals charge. She wanted to be good, but society made her an outcast. Look at her in Nick. Whoever ends up banged up in a holding cell... Look, and there's the little bit of stocking again. That is a key feature. And I'll tell you where else you see that little bit of stocking, in Tito's work. Hello, Nigel. Good to see you, son. Mad Liz is on the firm as well. Hello, Rob. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I hitchhiked all the way around England a few times. Fucking wouldn't do it now. Wouldn't advise anyone to do it now. You know what? I don't know, actually. Maybe I would. You're so right, Andrew. There you go. No, they're all wrapped up in plastic. Pizzle, I'll tell you what. You might surprise yourself. There are ones that are obviously for younger people, but there are ones that are for older people, and sometimes something like Electra Assassin, the illustrations are such a pleasure to look at. But if it ain't your cup of tea, it ain't your cup of tea. But look at that erotic image. Get it wrong and it's going to look ridiculous, but it's just so good. And I just look at the boat on it. There's not a lot of marks there to make that image, but look, I mean, look at the nose. You've got a shadow here. You can see my mouse, right? You've got a shadow here, a highlight here, and that's pretty much the bottom of the nose. And then there's nothing really here. That's your brain fills that information in, and it moves up to the curves of the eyes, and so your brain says, oh yeah, so there's a nose there. A lighter bottom lip is a classic look. Women who know will put a lighter lipstick on their bottom lip because it makes it look like it's sticking out. Because if you put a lighter lipstick on your bottom lip, it looks like it's getting more light. It's quite the trick there. I know too much about this stuff, but that's a lovely cover. But these aren't the ones I actually wanted to show you. I wanted to show you Check this out, what I done today. I had to talk to Shopify, right? I had to talk to Shopify and Shopify customer service. So I've said my bit, which obviously I can't show you because it's sensitive information. And then it says chat started with Mark. Thanks for reaching out. Mark here. Oh, hi, Mark. I had to quickly get a screen grab of it, and he got it. I should have got a screen grab of his reply, but he did come back with a lol. So fair play to him. Here's the ones I want to show you. Right, this is Robert Maguire. I will go through all these donations. I just want to get these book covers out of the way. I want to show you these Maguires and the way he deals with light in them, and just how beautiful they are as book covers. And you know what I've said about Amazon in the past? Here's a nice one without any text on it, but it's a bit later in his style. But you know what I've said about Amazon in the past about you know, I can't have the cover I want on my book because there's some very bad writers on Amazon who've spent a fortune on getting a design company to do their covers because they're the covers that sell. There's very bad writers shifting hundreds of thousands of units because they've got the cover right. And there's very good writers on Amazon who want a nice cover because it's their novel, but they don't sell on Amazon because that's not how it works. So it's interesting now the change in the market. You know, it used to be people going into bookshops where they'd have time to sort of have a little look in it, talk to the, you know, anything new in, mate, and the bloke say blah, blah, or you'd ask about your genre, or anything new in blah, 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 what? Anything new in blah, blah, blah. But Amazon is different. You get to your genre, you see your bestsellers or whatever, and there's 5 or 6 other books on the page, and they're all competing for your attention. What quote is that on the cover? Where's the social proof? How many reviews has it got? And so the marketplace has changed. And that's changed the aesthetics of what you can have on the book. I'm on a razor's edge at the moment of going for a crime noir pastiche. So basically looking like one of these covers. That's not going to help me shift units though. But my book's never going to be a bestseller anyway. It's going to be a 1,000 true fans jobby, which is a well-known way of making a living as a writer. If you can get 1,000 true fans and you can keep putting material out, you'll be all right. So that's kind of what I'm going for. So, you know, maybe I actually am going to do that. There's a lot to think about. Maybe get the book finished. It's there. It's done, people. At this stage, I could put my book out, but my editor's having fucking a double heart bypass. And he said he's still up for doing the work, but that's before he's had a double heart bypass. When he comes out of hospital and he's taking loads of magic mushrooms. I mean, the bloke was made for the job, but, you know, he's a bit older than me, quite a lot older than me. And I'm a bit worried that when he comes out, he's done such a fucking good job with it as well so far. It's a real shame, but, you know, there you go. That's life. Anyway, have a look at some Robert Maguire. These are beautiful. Look at the way he deals with light. Look at this one. Obviously, they haven't got the book, and quite nicely hasn't got the book, all the text and all the, you know, the quotes on it. But look at that. And again, I reckon he'd have knocked that up maybe a week. Look at it. Look how beautiful that. You know, I'm not looking at these as works of art because they're not. They're illustrations. I don't think Robert Maguire, he's dead now, but I don't think Robert Maguire would argue at all with me on that note. You know, look at her shoulder. What's that? Thick black lines. Hilarious. Look at that. but beautiful, 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 beautiful. What an incredible, you know, if she was Thai, that could be on the cover of my book any day of the week. So there's that one. Like I said, this one's a bit later on in his career, and it's all getting a bit more, you know, he's cleaning his act up a bit. But look at it, and I say he's cleaning his act up a bit, but let's have a look at these brush strokes here. Look at that. That takes some fucking front. There's some bold gestures there. There's some really bold gestures there. Incredible, isn't it? And what an absolute salt. But I think it's that although you can still see it's Maguire, it's a little bit too clean and tidy for me compared with his earlier work. But the next one is without a doubt my favourite. I mean, this could be from a modern movie. Again, the light is incredible. Look at it. Look at that. Look at the colours in the background. Look, talking about bold strokes. Look, just this sort of green square here, and you've got this sort of ochre kind of lark here. Really nice, really nice. So that was some exploitation and some crime noir book covers with a little bit of Tommy Wiseau in the mix. Hello, everyone. It's lovely to be back. I've sort of forgotten how to do it, though. And not only have I forgotten how to do it, but it would appear that this side of my moustache is growing a bit faster than the other. And I keep thinking I've got a hair lip. I feel like, and because I'm looking at crime noir book covers, I feel a bit like Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer. he had a hair lip, didn't he? He had a bit of that. Look, when I do that, look, I look like Mickey Spillane's, the TV show, obviously. Oh, it's all gone. Oh, it weirdly cancelled itself out. Cancellation will occur. Speaking of cancellation occurring, see you, Brian. Brian Stelter. Let's see what we can get off of Twitter. Brian, hashtag Brian Stelter. Let's see what we've got. I want the jokes. I don't want. Isn't it mad that his crappy show was called Reliable Sources? I remember when he had the CEO from Substack on there, and he was terrified that they weren't going to edit people. Hang on. Stephen King, bless him. I don't like Stephen King's books, but his book on writing, his lecture on writing, essentially, is excellent. If you want to be a writer, definitely worth a check out. Hello, it's a dark man, Dom Noir. That's beautiful. How did I miss it? Lulu, resisting the lies. Lovely. Hello, Mittis. Have you asked a question? I wouldn't be surprised if Chris just makes people up, and then from sheer charisma, they become real. Me and Will Self call that, well, I've made Will up, obviously. I have never spoken to the bloke in my life. It's magical thinking. It's quite an interesting little concept that we're batting back and forth at the moment. Well, actually, he's written me another email, and he says loads of things about people that he shouldn't. And I'm going to say to him in this one, keep using the real names, because when you cark it, I can publish the letters. I can publish the emails, Self and I. But reading one of Will's emails is like reading one of his novels, especially his later novels. It'll take me a good hour and a half to get through the Word document that he attaches, because I'm looking up what words mean. I'm reading sentences 3 or 4 times. But anyway, yeah, I do make a lot of things up. Hello, Dub Power. Only reads pop-up books. Has anyone ever thought about pop-up porn, or would it get a little bit, over time? It would probably get a bit damp, and it would be more of like a flaccid up. Emma G. Did I say hello to you, Mr. Maverick? Good to see you. Billy. Right, Billy dropped Sensem's on the firm. Good God. I can't believe you said gusset. That's shocking. Planet X and Old Oak. Let me get these 3 entropies, and then I'll get Planet X and Old Oak sorted. I did want to have a look at that Stephen King quote, though, because it's actually quite interesting. Oh, yeah. Right, here we go. So Bill doesn't care about my strikes. Look what he said. Oh, hang on a minute. Here we go. Bosh, bosh, bosh. I don't know how to do it. Somebody help me. Can anybody help me? So here we go. So Bill said any corrective rape in that Run Les Run book. I don't know what that is. A concept I've never heard of or thought logical until Yiz mentioned it. When I investigated it, it's mostly a thing in Africa and other third world countries. Bill, I'm going to have to wait till 90 days till my strike's off before I can even go near that, because it's obviously really touchy. That's not a good word, but I will look into it. So nice one, Bill. I like the way you made it look like you weren't being random by suggesting it's in the Run Les Run book, rather than just you mentioning something out of the blue, like we all know you are. Something out of the blue. Sensum says, what new low is this on Dangerfield's channel? Artistic gusset. Thank you for the var over that word. That was amazing. There is a God. I said it and got someone vart-headed to me. I've got to say that again. I said it and someone vart-edited me out. I disavow. I hope you're well, bud. Salute to the scrubs. You don't disavow that much. Nice one, Sensor. Nice to see you as well, mate. Billy Blogs, again. Have you seen The Man Who Would Be King? I can see you becoming a saint-like figure in the province. Also think of Nora Batty's ODYSEE if you think you're going to splink too soon. No, I haven't got a splink too soon problem. When you get to my age, it's quite the opposite. It's fucking athletics, mate. Fucking hell. When you hear the old town, the town hall bells strike midnight, it's time to just pull off, lay back, and say, if you want to finish that, you can. I'm ready for bed. Sensual. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Sensum. Bill, I will check out CR, just not now. I hope you can understand why. Hang on a minute. While we're here, I might as well chop out that Stephen King comment. So this is what Stephen King said. I mean, he did write The Shining, so he did write The Shining, didn't he? So he ain't all bad. This is what the boy King said. Oh, I've got to show you a bit. Oh, we'll be here all night. I've already started putting together a video. That lecturer from Yale never wrote back to me about her telling her students what books mean. And I've honestly, the thing she says about Philip Roth, Jack Kerouac, Thingy McCormack, I'm just thinking that this is a professor at Vartington. A professor at Yale says in On the Road, right? On the Road, Jack Kerouac's genre-busting Beat Generation Bible. She says, now do you want to know what On the Road is about? I can't tell you. I can tell you what happens, but what it's about is up to you. There's no way I can tell you what it's about because things in it mean different things to me and you and other people. That's the beauty of literature. Not to our Yale professor though, right? So Kerouac is very much. He adores Neil Cassidy. He adores his masculinity. He adores, and obviously that's what do they call it? Or what is it? Homoerotic. It isn't. It isn't. I hate. It's such a shallow analysis. When men show any sort of care or attention or adoration for another man, that doesn't need to be in any way sexual. Wow. You never hear it the other way round. You never hear that the other way round. If a woman says that her friend is really impressive, you don't go, yeah, it's a bit les erotic. It's a bit les-exploitation. No. Women are allowed to appreciate other women, but when men do it, I remember me and Mumford. I've known the geezer since I was fucking 18 years old. He introduced me to one of his new girlfriends once. Me and him were just riffing like we've been doing for 30, 40 odd years, 30 years. And she went all stroppy. She went, why don't you two just fucking get it over with? That's a bit of a jump. What? Ridiculous. Anyway, so Neil Cassidy, who's Dean Moriarty in On the Road, he's masculine, he's alpha male, he's got no problem with women. Jack Kerouac is a little bit, he's not that, right? Ironically, he kind of is, though, because it's Jack Kerouac and he wrote On the Road, but not to the extent that Cassidy is. Now, you can interpret that as you wish, but Neil Cassidy is really excited that he's got in with all these blokes like Burroughs and Kerouac and all that other crowd. And he's like, wicked. Can you teach me about Nietzsche? Can you teach me about this? No, this is great. You know, I've never been around people like you lot, and this is exciting, and it's really nice because it's blokes, and it's not a surprise that this Yale lecturer is a woman, and she can't cope that she can't understand that. You know, I don't understand women's groups. I don't understand groups of women together. Why would I? How could I possibly know anything about that? But she does. She knows everything. She tells her students about it, and this is her analysis of this bit. She says she's American. She's like, right at the start of the novel, you'll see that Dean Moriarty is saying, wow. He says, wow. He says, this is amazing. Wow. And it's wow. And it's wow. And you're like, hang on, that's your reading of On the Road, is it? That Neil Cassidy says wow a lot. And she just goes off on it. She just keeps talking about that. And I'm just thinking, what are you doing? What is your job here? You're reading these books for people. You know, Philip Roth, one of the greatest contemporary American writers ever. And the students have no input in this. You know, at the beginning, she says, who enjoyed the book? And you hear nothing because none of them even read it. They knew they didn't need to read it because what they need to do is listen to her. They need to listen to what she says that book is about. She needs to listen to her and hear what she says, what it means. And then when it comes to the test at the end of the course, can you write a blah, blah, 30,000 words on the contemporary American novel? And they've got all their notes that she told them, not what they got out of the book. You can get a PhD, maybe you'll be blagging it at a PhD, but you can definitely get an undergraduate and a postgrad without reading any of the books because you just take notes of what the lecturers tell you the literature's about or the art's about or whatever the course is. And that's how the that's how academia reproduces itself, because they're like, yeah. And the more you repeat what they told you, when they mark your work, they're like, yeah, look, yeah, he's got it. He's right. That's what I told him. That's what it's about. That's what On the Road's about. On the Road is about a multitude of things depending on who's reading it. You change the object of analysis by looking at it. It's going to, imagine you're American and I'm English. I've never been to America. So when I read On the Road that covers 7 years of traveling around America, I don't know where these fucking places are. I don't know where they are. There's bits in it where he talks about, going to the West, and he's all excited about, and he mentions things that are stereotypical about the West in America. Now, if you're an American, you have different information. You've got different things to identify with there, different things to question than I have. It's a different book for you and for me. But not in this bird's eyes, not in this Yale professor. Neil Cassidy says, wow, shocking. And so the people that repeat what they were told by her, they're the ones who get the first class honours degrees. And the ones who get the first class honours degree, my tutor, who's been on this show twice, he said to me, the people who get the firsts aren't the best artists, aren't the best students. The 2 ones are the people you want, because the people who get the first just done what they were fucking told. They just towed the line. The 2 ones were the people who've got a little bit of knowledge about it, but they didn't want to just do, repeat back to you what you told them. They dared to be present. They dared to actually be themselves in the situation. What a ridiculous... Imagine going to Yale, the top American university, proper Ivy League stuff, and having these lecturers tell you what some of the greatest books of the 20th century, some of the greatest books written in the 20th century, telling you what they're about. Fucking ridiculous. Don't send your kids to university unless they're doing STEM. So you need laboratories. If you need like Halon colliders and things, you might need to go. But there you go. Have a look at this from Stephen King, and then I'll catch up with the donations, because I know they do get out of the VAT. Stephen King said, the one show on CNN I never missed was Reliable Sources with Brian Stelter. It has been an invaluable window into how the media covers itself. Exactly. And I'll tell you what, in the same way that comedian, I can't remember what his name is, he went all social justice like fucking Frankie Boyle. But in the same way he ruined Craig David's career by doing Craig David with the big head and that, Mark Dice has killed Brian Stelter. And I think we all know that. And I think we all owe Mark Dice credit for that. And I don't know if you've seen any of his recent videos. He's loving it. Everyone, I'll have to find it actually. We'll have to see a little clip of that video, because so many people on other shows go, "Hi, I'm Brian Stelter. Let's have a look at the news." Right, let's get some. Where are we with the donation arcos? I'm sure Planet X dropped one, but I've done that. There you go. Get the grift going. Nice one. Hoit to that, Planet X. Here we go. Hello, Lulu. I said hello to you already, didn't I? But twice as well. Hello, Jeffro. It's a Duck says, have your username of Fan of Volsh and you'll get that Facebook account up and running in no time. Good call. It's really, really weird, man. People on Facebook can't read. Yeah, it's a fair point. But you know what it's like. All those old people would buy that book. but it's lazy. I've got other plans to sell it anyway. You know, like write it. Hello, Josh. Good to see you. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Jeffro, if you're referring to the Facebook thing, because it's getting down, isn't it? Oh, hi, Rob Jones from school. Yeah. And think about it, I'd have had to have added about 5,000 people. And they're not going to get away with, I'm not going to get away with them just accepting me. Oh, hello, Danger. What are you up to? I was already thinking I was going to have to get a canned response. You know, just, oh, hello, mate. I just got back on the old Facebook. I'm living in Cambodia, blah, 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 blah. I'm writing a book. It's coming out in November. Ta-da. Anyway, got to go. Ta-da. Bong. And then like maybe 2 more canned to deal with the comebacks. That ends up being quite a lot of work, doesn't it? So maybe it's a good thing after all. Hello, there are 4 lights. I'm going to change. No, I'm not. I thought I had my... Are you watching, Jer? You out there, son? I've been moving between vapes, but this one's suddenly being a bit noisy. Sorry about the sound of the vape. It's not very nice. It's all right when it's a clear... It's all right. But when it's sort of... It reminds me of those fucking external lungs in hospital. You know, those... Actually, there's one in a Spiritualized song. I'll play it to you now as an excuse to play a bit of Spiritualized. What is it? Death, take your fiddle. A little bit of Spiritualized backstory for you here. So my man Jason Pierce was in hospital and he wrote this album. He had pneumonia and some other thing, hepatitis or something, and he was on his deathbed, and they said to him, literally on his deathbed, I don't know why I'm laughing at that, but they said to him, we want to try out this new cancer drug on you. We know you haven't got cancer, but we haven't got many options left. And he was, you know, on his way out. Check out what he called the album. I was devastated that I never thought of this in household. It's the best album title. Have a look at this. Come on, songs in A&E. And the weird joke is, anyone who knows Spiritualized, he only has about 3 chord progressions, and it's usually in the keys of A&E. So it is actually a appropriate joke. But talking of which, the boy Craze laid up in bed like a beagle. Demand morphine. Demand morphine. Hello, sexy Emma-G. Yeah, people, I saw that you signed up there, but I looked over there and there just weren't enough people over there, and I just thought, I was 4 days in the province anyway, so it was quite a good timing for the old for the ban anyway. But yeah, people, really, just in case I get banned off again, my Twitch link is in the description to this video. Right, so check out this. You'll hear the thing I mean. I obviously won't be able to play too much of it, but you'll hear that. It's, what are they called? Anyone? Any nurses or doctors here? Any nurses want to pop over? Pizzle's jealous, but he still likes me. Yeah, but I'm jealous of you, and I don't like you. You're Pizzle. You see a performance. You see the outside. Trust me, it's a fucking mess, my existence. What am I talking about? Nurses? Robert Maguire, Paint Me a Nurse. Oh, I never finished that story. So me and Jock sending these covers back and forth. He used to do my Edinburgh, covers, flyers. And I'm that far away from saying to him. So in the emails, I said, yeah, this is I quite like this one, actually. I said, if that bird was Thai and the geezer in the background suit fitted a bit better, that could be the Cover of my novel. And I know Jock well enough to know that he's sitting at home thinking, just ask. Just ask. And, you know, but I don't know. I've asked him for so much over the years. Hello? You know, we haven't spoken for 4 years. Do us an Edinburgh flyer. And they were wicked as well, man. They were wicked. He said, what do you want? I said, I want me in a whistle coming out of a brothel. 2 days later, bosh, it was amazing as well. My face, I was going, like looking over my shoulder, like, I shouldn't be here. Anyway, someone tell me what this thing's called, but you'll hear it. And bearing in mind he was in hospital when he wrote these songs, it's a very nice touch. Here we go. I'll mute myself, but you'll hear it very early on. Here we go.
Think I'll drink myself into a coma.
God, I love Spiritualized. They're the only band I like. Mad Lizzie's other half doesn't like Danger. He's jealous too. It happens. It happens. Did you tell him? I better not say it. Not safe for partner. But did you hear that? Did you hear that thing going? And that's what sometimes I feel like the vape sounds like. I usually try and do this on the sly. Yeah. Nice song though. I'll give you the I'll link you to that. The whole album's brilliant actually. Not the best, but that track, Death Take Your Fiddle. Stop it. Fiddler. Hello, Al. Oh, hang on, burp mute. Good to see you, Al. Hello, Vincent. There you go. Oh, I'll have to have a look at that one. Let's see if I can find it. Maguire Violent City. I think mine's Black Opium. Considered the why am I getting the Man United captain? I'll have to prop in Crime Noir book cover. He's been an absolute flop for Man U, hasn't he? I'll leave that in my history because l'histoire, because I've just got thousands come up and I won't waste time now looking. But nice one, Tito. I'll have a look out for that. I trust your aesthetic judgment. Hello, Pelosi's portfolio. Moral outrage. The old speech impediment came on then. My first search pulled up a bloke, Glenn Orbick and Danger Dames. I don't know what it means, but I like that. I like it about it. Baz wants to know who's the lovely. What, the lovely Les or the... what, on the thumbnail? Oh, there you go. I don't know their names. I try not to look at them because then I'll look at them more. She's very nice, though. No, it's all about the preparation, Pizzle. It's all about, getting it right. Mate, I'm streaming at 4 o'clock in the morning, cut me some slack. They are coming. And when they come, and speaking of which, where's that? Where's my man Alan? I reckon he probably thinks I've disappeared. I might have to ping him an email. Right, listen. I want to show you something, Scrubs. Right, listen. 4 or 5 of you, right? Put a number in the chat between 1 and 5. Do it now. Because I'm only going to use the first 3 or 4 that come up. So do that now. I've got something quite amazing for you. Get those numbers in. We've all wanted one. I've had a couple of lesbo girlfriends. Dennis has read it. Hello, Jessica. Speaking of lesbo wives, hello, Denise Manise. You've never really read Lesbo Wife? Was it your father's diary? Boom. Hello, Arius. Oh, Bingware. Right, where's these numbers? How far are we? I'm so far behind. I know I think I've still missed a couple of donations. I will catch up with those. Good God. I'm so far behind. Right, hang on. Hello, Arklow. Good to see you. Right, let's start with Moody Edge. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That takes me to truth will set you free. 1, 2, 3, 4. That takes me to Duck Boy Jiden. Duck Boy Jiden. You want to try a little experiment? Get some more numbers in the chat, people. I'm just trying to get random. I'm trying to get random selections. We've got Duck Boy. Hello, Mark McCoy. Okay. Hello, Dax. Right, so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, Broken Silence. That 69 is not between 1 and 5, though, is it? Oh, God, I'm getting very confused here. I think we might just stick with Duck Boy Jiden. I think 2 might be pushing it, you know. Hello, Seeking Truths. We've already said hello, haven't we? Hello, Andrew. We said hello. Charlie Sparkles. We haven't said hello. Where did we? Hang on. I've got to get back up to Duck Boy so I can count down from that one. Right. I'm gonna go with Duck Boy Jiden. Only integers. Hang on. I'll save this for another day. My head ain't in it. My head is not in it today. Yeah, it was nice to see your numbers, though. That's always good. Right, where are we, apart from me suddenly needing a wee? let me deal with the donations that I've missed, because there's a few. Right, I haven't done Old Oaks yet, or What's Name, or Raymond, or Plastic African. Okay, I'll do those. I'll have a quick wee, and then I'll come back. Sorry about the numbers thing. It's a little thing I want to try out, but that looks like my man Picard. Look, there you go. Hello, son. Talk, speak to the devil. Mark McCoy worked for St. John's. Do you work? Is it not voluntary? Did they actually give you money? What's it called? Oh, yeah, mashed potato. Hello, mashed potato. It's called a vasodilator. Is it really? A vasodilator. What a peculiar word. Right, let me just find... I'm all over the place, to be honest with you, people. Right, that one's... I'll go backwards. That way we can get them all. Plastic African. As I'm always interested in weather... As I'm always interested in weather, how's that for you? Sun's so active these days and all. What a time to be alive. Treasure it, baby. Bwashasha. Bawashasha. Is that some kind of South African lingo? Icegander. Nice one, Plastic. What? Well, it's always sunny out here, so it's just sunny. It's very hot. I mean, I've got that to keep me alive, and it's on all the time. It's if I step out of the fan, I will start sweating, and it's not. I told you before, when I first came here, when I went outside, I was just sweating, and I said to a mate, he was a scrub. He doesn't come around so much anymore. He moved back to Thailand. But he said to me, I think I've done my so much damage to my internal humidistat. I'm always sweating. He went, look around you. And I sort of looked around. He went, everyone's sweating. He went, it's 38 degrees, mate. He said, I'd be more worried if you weren't sweating. And I was like, yeah, okay. Nice one, Plastic. Appreciate Kanatu. I'm working backwards, people, in life in general. Hello, La. The Smurf weight video is hilarious. If you put Chris's beard on her, she turns into your twin. Please, that's an awful thing to say, La. That's hurt me. That has. Good God. Oh no. When she put those bins on, did you see her though? 2,000. And she knew she got caught. It was brilliant. Leftist fucking scum. 2,000. Yeah, sorry, I'm an activist. Ka-ching. Right, hang on, people. Working backwards. RP just arrived. Hoi, caught the noir and talk of art. What more poignant than 1945 film noir, Scarlet Street? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I know it. Yeah, beautiful film. Good call. Speaking of movies, this is where the stream just falls apart because everyone loves movies, and now it's just what films do you like? Cheers, RP, for that. But I watched Apocalypse Now again yesterday. It's such a good film. I know it inside out. I know it. I know it. I don't watch movies more than once usually. 2 or 3 I have. But Apocalypse Now, I think I've probably seen 20, 30 times. It's fucking brilliant. It's so good on so many levels. What's her name? Nice one. Good call, Steve. Oh, new Substack going up this week, by the way. Oh, brace yourselves for it. Oi, listen to this. I don't know what happened. Thank you, what's her name? I don't know what happened, right? But I got an email. Pete so-and-so has signed up to your Substack. I thought, wicked. Another one. 2 minutes later, Pete has unsubscribed from your sub. I wonder what made... I don't know who he is, obviously. I wonder what made him go... Why would you go there unless you knew something about it? And why would... Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know, you're not gonna take a punt on that unless you know a bit about it. Surely, he read about 2 lines and was like, "Oh no, oh no." Arklow says Dangerfield on Writing is a fantastic book. Yeah, it is. I'm fairly sad that he's gone the way he has. Yeah, it's a shame. And I don't like his writing, but On Writing is excellent, and he delivers it as a lecture. But listen, I think I've told you before, but I've dropped my head a bit here. He gives that lecture at a very diverse university, right? He gives the On Writing lecture, and it's brilliant. And because he's lecturing it, he's improvising, he's adding to it. You know, it must have been, 20 years ago he wrote it. So he's adding to it, adding stuff that he's learned over the years. And he's making some great jokes, but they're subtle jokes about writing and literature and sales and fame. There's not a peep from the audience. And I'm thinking, you know, this is modern university, you know. In the old days, they'd have understood what he was saying. And I mean that. They don't understand him. They're not clever enough. Right? So Stephen King, quite a famous author, quite a successful author, I think we can say that, gives his brilliant lecture on writing. And then he opens it up to questions, right? You can ask him anything. All that amazing stuff on writing. The first question, it's an enriched question, shall we say? And he says some, I don't know, this is not exactly what he says, but it's something like, where do you get your scary ideas from? These are degree students. And you see Stephen King's face just sort of go, where'd you get your scary ideas from? And that ain't a question. That's an answer. And then the next one's just as bad, and massive silences in between questions because they're all just sitting there not clever enough for university, not clever, not bright enough, not engaged enough, not motivated enough. They don't even want to be in that room. Who's Stephen King, you know? And then the next one is something, someone actually says something like, do you ever get scared by your own characters? Ooh, it's shocking. It's just shocking. But that bird at Yale, it's a more interesting story, which is why I'm making a standalone video about it. And that video is called The Hidden Marxists, because she comes across as just a very nice woman. Oh, I'm talking about literature. I know loads about literature. But she's not. She's reproducing the necessary social relations to keep the academy the same. And that's Marxism. That's hidden Marxism. Keep the actual dissidents well away from here. Anyone who actually wants to come in and start questioning the lecturers, no, they're not wanted. They're the people who fail because they don't repeat back to her what she told them. You know, if I was there, I'd say, well, you asked me what On the Road's about. It's a stupid question because it isn't about anything. That's the beauty of literature, especially that sort of literature. You know, it's literary, and you'd get failed for writing that. Hello, Osmeister. Did you check out it's on the list? It's on the list. I've got a list of about 300 videos, but I will check them out. Hello, Joe. How to make a VAR? You make a donation. That's how you get a VAR. But I'll give you one anyway if you want, because it's always nice to see you. Yeah, watch this. Right. Sorry, I'm getting really confused here because I don't know what's going on. I still haven't said thanks to Old Oak for his Vart. Still haven't said thanks to Old Oak. There we go. Right, Old Oak sexy covers. I've done RPs. I've done Plastic Africans. So I'm on Packer. Then the boy Jiden. I'll tell you, I'm not joking, people. 1 week off this, and I've forgotten how to do it. I don't really understand how you stream. Stream. I don't think saying stream necessarily counts. I'm still a little bit upset that Mad Liz's other half doesn't like me. The Duck Boy Jiden said this. Could I please request death by ponytail? I'm a nutbox. Put cans in my grandson's lunchbox. That's gone absolutely over my head, Mr. Jiden. But I'll take it. Thank you, mate. Death by ponytail. What's that like? Strangle yourself? Is that something to do with run, Les, run? Don't run too fast. Billy's going to promote my book if it ever arrives. Look, what he giveth with one hand, him taketh with the other. At least it's not a quadruple heart bypass. Oh, I suppose that's one way of looking at it. Good one. That's the spirit. We were talking about positive thinking the other day, weren't we, Dennis? And there you go. Hello, Graham Willis. Vincent says, I want a Fu Manchu picture of the old opium scales and a long pipe. Well, speaking of which, I'll show you Robert Maguire's Black Opium. Considered to be what's the word? I can't think what the word is. the epitome, perhaps. Oh, fucking hell, man. Robert Maguire is so good. Considered to be the epitome of the crime noir pulp fiction. I think I showed this to you the other day, but we can have another look. Of the crime noir pulp fiction genre. Have a look at this. We did look at it the other day. You've got the opium pipe down there at the bottom. Look, look at that. And out of the smoke comes the sensual lady. And at the top there, the shocking ecstasy of the forbidden. Fucking wicked. Look at her in the smoke. I'll tell you what, I remember when I first hit the opium, it weren't far off that. I was with Gail. I only had a little bit of it. This was well before I got on the skag. And I just started seeing her. Me and Gail had known each other since we were teenagers, but we were always with other partners. But we used to get naughty when we could. And suddenly she was working at the Ritz. And we were both single. So I thought it was time to jump. 11 years me and Gail were together. What? I met her in Soho House. I went to Soho House and I said, go to Soho House, tell her you're a guest of Chris Dangerfield. And she walked in, and my mate who was with me went, you have to marry her. She looked amazing, man. What? Very generous people. For a stream that I feel I'm not quite there, it's very, very kind of the donations. Why am I telling you all that? Oh, fuck me, man. My head ain't in this, is it? Oh, yeah. So I'll turn up at her house a couple of weeks later, and I get out. It looks like a bit of gold seal. And she went, oh, I don't really smoke hash. She went, it's not hash. I said, it's opium. I said, don't feel obliged to have any. And she went, what's it like? I went, fucking wicked. Don't feel obliged. It's brilliant. And I remember we put this little pipe together. She was a beast for drugs. You know, you've seen her on the interview with the crack guy. She looks beautiful. She's 45 and she's still one of the hottest birds I know. Seriously, and I mean that. That's in competition with women of all ages. You know, she's shockingly beautiful, and the first time she ever done skag, I've got out a foil, and she went, "What's that then?" I went, "Heroin. Is it all right to do it here?" And she went, "Yeah." So I've put a little flute together. A trigger warning: any booting junkies, you might want to turn away now. And I've just run this little beetle, and she went, "Go on then." And I thought, don't know about this. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. I thought, wicked. I went, here. Now, listen to this. Listen to this, because it's all in there. Right? So she gets this thing, and she says, so what do? I said, put the end of that metal, it's not metal, well, it is metal, silver foil tube. You use a silver foil tube so that when it's all gone off the foil, you can unwrap the tube and there's loads in there that's, you know, condensed as you've been using it as a flute. So I said, I'll light it. I'll do the light a bit. And then I said, just chase that little beetle as it runs down, you know, as it melts. I said, just follow it around. I said, don't have too much, though, or you'll just puke your guts up. I said, you probably will puke anyway. Didn't stop her. And she went, first ever boot, right? First ever boot. She went, took a big lug of it. I said, blow it back through the tube, because again, you get to keep more. And she went, and I shit you not, right? So she said nothing after she's had it. She took it out and she went, and then she looked at me and she went, I don't see what all the fuss is about. Can you get any more? I said that's what all the fuss is about. Can you get any more? Oh, it's funny you should say that. I was going to see if she had 20 quid. Bless her. 11 years later, she stopped taking it. Right, let's catch up with these donations. I didn't even get my wee in, did I? We in, we out. Here we go. Everyone turn it out. Let's go. Thank you, Steve. Likes handy. A like is handy. I haven't even said hello to my man Ragnar. Excuse me. Hello, Rags. I see people calling you Rags everywhere now. It's incredible. Something like that. There you go. He is funny, though. He writes a very funny letter. He does not hold back. Well, Shelvis, excuse me. Ozmeister, I've got a list of videos that people recommend me to watch. Hello, Jays, keeping the Twitch miniature going. What a pleasure. Hello, Eldritch. Woodlanders on the firm as well. Nice one, son. Everyone's talking about Woodlanders channel these days. Amazing. Everyone's talking about it. Maybe because I had a week off streaming, I actually listened to some other people for once. Right. Done RPs. See you later, Sensum, although I reckon you're well gone by now. He's taking his lad to the snooker hall. No, snooker is a side effect. What's the right way of saying this? Playing snooker is the cover for why people really go to snooker halls. I've never been to a snooker hall where snooker is why people are there. It's always crime. It's always crime. They're there to set something up, to buy something, to sell something, to hand over some money, and you just play a couple of frames because you have to, because otherwise you're just dealing. I reckon he hated the movie because it was better than the novel. There you go, Graham. Look at that. Right. Hello, Willow, by the way. Yeah, it's Kubrick made it a great story. But yeah. All right, where are we going? What am I up to? I have I don't. It's going to take me a couple of streams. Yesterday doesn't count. It's going to take me a couple of streams to get me streaming mojo back, I think. Hello, IR. Good to see you. Area says that King is a freak. Hello, Mark McCoy. Moody Edge. Moody Edge has got King down as a pedo. It's just saying it. I think that's a dodgy thing to say about people unless you've got evidence, but I suppose you can have an opinion. But it's a nasty thing to say, though, really. Keith Lemon, that's the fella. Yeah, Bo Selector, fuck me. That's how far behind we are. Right, where are we? I'll be up to date in a minute. Oh, hang on. There's someone else. Hello, Tej. Hello, Pags. Oh, good call, Pags, by the way, on that King Crimson. I done quite well, though, didn't I, Pags? Because I haven't heard that for about 25 years. Very impressed with myself. Vart. Pizzle says, Dangerfield, I'm having chili for tea. I really like chili. This stream is well on that level, isn't it? I like things. I like cod. I still haven't seen Picard's donation. I'm so far away. Fiddling about. Good. I can't remember what I said. Vincent went and saw Spiritualized and bought their new album and loves it. I'm so happy. Was he sitting down to the right of the stage? Very cool. None of that stand up in the middle behind a microphone. He's like 55. Sit down. Right, where are we going? Hang on a minute, people. There he is. The guilty one. The strike master. I'm only playing Mousecat. Bless him. He actually emailed me and said, I feel quite bad. It wasn't anything to do with you. I choose what I watch and what I show. And I also fucked up the editing so seriously. But don't do it again. Pizzle says, Dangerfield, can you imagine if an artist you didn't like called their album Ladies and Gentlemen, We're Floating in Space? You would definitely have to say something. You would definitely have something to say and it wouldn't be good. What are you saying? They named it that after the Spiritualized album, or someone else said it? You think I wouldn't like that title? That's a cracking title. But the story behind it's better. Oh man, Lindsay's going to be watching going, no, you're wrong. Because I always confuse Juliet Laugh with his missus who run off with fucking Northern Soul. But that's their phone. That was their phone. I'm not really into pop trivia. Please don't see me as that man. But that's why it's got the beep on it, which then carries on throughout the song as the moon landing beep. That's why it goes, ladies and gentlemen, we're floating in space. Beep. I think it's a cracking title. I think Laser Guided Melodies is the best though. It's a cracking album as well. Anyway, where am I going? I heard so many varts, but I can't seem to find them. Hello, Honey Monster. All right, here we go. I just saw a slew of them. Picard drops a Lady Godiva. Good evening, Chris and Scrubs. Lovely to see you all. The Packers have been for an Indian. £75 down, so let's round it up. I think that's a good move, actually. I think everyone who goes out for dinner should round it up in the glorious House of Scrubs. £75, yeah, but I bet £15 of that was your lager, so that's actually £60. That's still quite pricey, though, isn't it, for an Indian? Although I only ever went for Indians. I did take Gail for an Indian once, and I can never remember whether we were on acid or hash cakes. But I told her I was born without a bottom jaw. And she started crying. She went, that's so sad. I said, yeah, I had to have. I was in and out of hospital for the first 5 years of my life. I said, if you look, the scar, you can still see the scars. I had to rebuild. Like I had sort of like a bit of it, but no, they had to rebuild it. And she put her hand on the back of my hand. She said, you know, I've always thought you were handsome, so it really doesn't matter. I was like, I'm only joking. I was born without a bottom jaw. Cheers, Pack. I hope you enjoyed your evening. 2, 4, 6, 8, Motorway. What a tune. Oh, man. The days when you'd be... Hello, Toomey. November. I'm sticking to it as well. The days when you'd be sitting at home on a Sunday, your mother's making the Sunday roast that you can't stand. My mother's Sunday roast, man. You don't need teeth to eat it. Put it like that. Mum, can you boil those vegetables for another hour again like you already are? Thanks. What's that roast dinner? Mash everything. And then it's just, you've just got like Radio 1 on, and then you'll have that song come on. And then after it, something by The Who. And then after it, what's the matter, you? Hey, why are you looking so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Shut up, your face. It was incredible. It doesn't happen anymore, does it? Good God. It all went it all sort of went into its own areas. You know, I can remember when Zieg Zieg Sputnik was number 1 and Echo and the Bunnymen were like number 2. It's incredible. I don't know. Mashed Potato says, oh shit, laugh my effing ass off. People were just coming out with words that rhymed. So I assumed that's what was going on. Well, in fairness, if people were coming out with words that rhymed, that was what was going on. So you're all right. Can you get the Sun newspaper out in Cambodia? No, it's like Liverpool out here when it comes to the Sun. The only newspaper I read out here is the Khmer Times. It's an English newspaper. Yeah, I think it's a shame Marzipan ain't here, but I think the old skag does cause some long-term thermostat issues. Prince Andrew. Quadders. Much love, Chris. I hope you're all good. I saw you on Twitter the other day, Quadders. That was a pleasure. Exactly, Dax. Exactly. Charlie, don't surf. You don't like movies? Oh, Charlie, you're missing out. That seems ridiculous. They're stories, aren't they? They're stories. You don't like movies. Is there not a single movie you've enjoyed? Serious question. I'm about to ask you a serious question. Have you got attention issues? Do you find it hard to concentrate for long periods of time? Serious question. It's not a joke. Well, you obviously, because there's no joke there. Can you not? Do you find you're a little bit scatty with, like, a little bit hyper? Because as a young person, I was a bit like that around films. I used to be scared of films because they changed the way I felt. You know, people would say to me, "Oh, you've got to watch." And when I say young person, I'm talking about 20s here. People would say to me, "Oh, you've got to watch so and so. It'll fucking break your heart." And as soon as they said something like that, I'd be like, "Yeah, I ain't watching that then." You know, it's no surprise that I become a sedative addict, because sedatives don't have a drug effect. You know, it's not like ecstasy or acid or even crack. What? You know, you just out. You're out cold, didn't you? And that's how I control how I feel, by feeling nothing. Now, you've killed the pain, but you kill the joy as well. But, you know, when the pain is too much, fuck the joy. I just want out of here. But the idea of watching a film was quite frightening for me, because I wasn't in control of my feelings. Now, we're not in control of our feelings as people anyway, so it was, you know, a peculiar thing. But you can ritualize your life to sort of, you know, I don't mean to start quoting my own songs, but there's a bit in, well, I do mean to do that, because it's exactly what I'm doing. There's a bit in New Shoes where it says, something about my skag addiction's only slight. I need you, I love you, and I'll feel the same again tonight. And that's what that was about. Because when you're a skaghead, you know how you're going to feel all the time. Nothing. You're going to feel nothing, which is a real tragedy. What a shame. You know, life is such an adventure of emotions and feelings, and it's brilliant. Life's brilliant. I mean, I haven't had an easy life. I'm not like, hey, but even, you know, there's no past, there's no future. So right now, if you ask me, well, you didn't need to ask me. I just went out and told you. I love it. I love life. And trust me, it ain't going too well for me at the moment. There's so many issues. But that doesn't bother me, because if any of those issues get to, what would we call them? If they got to their terminal velocity, so to speak, I'd find a solution to it. It's wicked life. It's so good. So a real shame that, you know, we choose as a culture to avoid it. You know, when everyone goes out, everyone gets shit-faced. It's weird, really. I tell you what, there's nothing worse than when the cocaine turns up at a good party. You know, a couple of gin and tonics, a bifter, that's all right, because people are still pretty much themselves, just a little bit stupid. But when old Cocaine Charlie turns up, hello everyone, don't worry, the party's here, I used to think, I want to stab you. This is going to plummet. And it does. Everyone starts getting mental and intense. I'll tell you what, if ever you get cancer, you ring me up, right? What? What? I'll tell you what, if I ever get cancer, I won't ring you up. Hello, Pax Max. Go Sweden. Oh, lovely. Good gosh. I thought you were going to talk about the football or something. No, fuck the Redux. I've watched it once and I gave up on it. I just thought, I don't want to know about your rubber plantation. It was quite nice because they got on the pipe and that. But, you know, no, the Redux, that film was edited perfectly the first time round. That was just trying to make a bit of money, wasn't it? All the Redux. What, you've taken one of the greatest films ever made and re-edited it? No, you can poke it. I don't look like Smurfweight because I haven't got a face like an arse. Hoyt to that. Yeah, thank God. She looks like she hasn't eaten in a century. Very good movies, a pair of them. I'll give you that. They're very good movies. The Great Escape and The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. I'll put The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. I like The Great Escape, but it's not got the intensity of The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, has it? Arglo Rocks. Dave Cullen dropped a YouTube vid on his Dave Cullen show. Top 10 films. Some very interesting ones. Give it a look. I've still got to talk to him. He's going to come on here. But he had all that mad hassle. Did you hear? He bought a property and before he'd even moved in, Pantifer had been over there painting Nazi, racist, you're dead, and all this sort of stuff on all the walls and that of his new house. And he made the most ballsy video I've ever seen. Really, really. He's so cool, Dave. He made a video, one in the chat if you saw it. I think I played it on here once. And he said, you know, you threatened to kill me. You've made threats to kill me. And he says, well, if you want me to shut up and stop talking about what I talk about, you're going to have to kill me. So put your money where your mouth is. And I was watching it going, fucking hell. And it was totally convincing. He wasn't acting. He was like, no, fuck you. You'll have to kill me. I'm not going anywhere. I was so impressed. But I spoke to him and I said, I watched that video. I was very impressed. I said, it'd be lovely to have you on. He said, yeah, as you can imagine, I've got quite a lot on at the moment. But at some point I'll come on. He came on here before, I remember. A really nice bloke and a bloke who's absolutely stood his ground for years now. Nice one, Arklow. Thanks for the Lady Godiva. Hope you're all right. Hope you had a good couple of rounds. Oh, the weekend's not even started yet, has it? Good God. I think that's because I got pissed on Thursday. I feel like it's Sunday. That makes sense. That makes sense. Sense. Vavard. I know who that is. It's just turned up. My man Anglo's just walked in the door. Quadders. That's all right, mate. Nice to see you. I just realised that's a man on a horse in your avatar. If you sort of look slightly to the right of it, it looks like something far more sensual. Cheers, Quadders. Hope you're doing all right up there. Look, Rags wants me out of here already. He's already after the music. What's the time? I am going to stop in a minute. It's 4:15 in the morning. Good gosh. Good to hear it, man. Good to hear it. Moody Edge says it's getting arduous. It isn't. It's coming to an end now. I've done 1 minute 40. 1 minute 40, another long stream. Take care, Woodlander. Butter, 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 butter. Oh, yeah. Duck Boy discovered Pete and Baz. I told him we had them on here a while back. Are you off, Ski? I will be safe. I will be safe. Hello, Liam. I'm still catching up. Hello, Michael. We were talking about On the Road, yes, but I'm making a standalone video about a Yale lecturer who's it's nonsense. I can't go through it all again because I mentioned it last week. I've done about 20 minutes on today's stream, and that's that done until the video comes out. I sent some Fu Manchu book covers to your email. Thanks that they're JPEGs. I appreciate you making the effort because I can't download stuff, people, because it's too dodgy. People, I've had my computer fucked before by people doing that, and now I've got a new computer. Hello, 42. I haven't even said hello to you. Hello, John B. I feel like if Danger never saw that Black Opium cover, he'd probably have never tried it. Do you think so? No, I was absolutely obsessed with it. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's pretty much what Opium looks like. Quarters has dropped another one in. Thinking of your dad, Chris. Respect to him for being such a pillar for you. I hope business is going well, and sorry I'm not about lately. That's all right, mate. You've got your own life, your own struggles. It's nice to see you here. It was nice to see you on Twitter, as I said. But I haven't been about for a week. I got a ban, so you ain't missed much. But I hope things are evening out a bit for you. I know you were going into all that shared housing, and that's just a fucking mare. Thank you, Michael. That's very kind of you, son. I mean, I will say, Michael, your avatar reminds me of too many times when I've been in a mugging situation. When that geezer there comes up to me in an alleyway just after I've scored, I'm like, oh, no, not again. A Prasha Kanatu, though, of course. Where's my boy Anglo? I see it come in. She certainly is. She certainly is. I watched my interview with her. We had that conversation about the crack diaries. It's a shame the video isn't so good, but it was a real pleasure. It was good talking to her about all that. RP, you need to Vart Dange to concentrate. It is certainly part of it. The dual face monkey says nonce. Okay. Disco Void, hello. It is. Pags will tell you. He told me, and I played it. The Great Deceiver. I think it's called The Great Deceiver, and it's on Starless and Bible Black. It's fucking brilliant. Let's have a little bit of it. Let's do it. Say and search. Great Deceiver, cigarettes and ice cream, images of the Virgin Mary. Don't get me wrong, prog rock is hideous. But King Crimson, they get a pass because they're fucking amazing. Mate Kudasai is one of the most beautiful love songs ever written. I had my missus in tears playing her Mate Kudasai. I put it on and... Oh, it's gorgeous. Great Deceiver, cigarettes, but just listen to the guitar part. It's rocking. Stop! Stop! Ruining the surprise. Here we go. Turn it up, people.
Health food faggot, bartered bride.
Fucking hell, man. I just said the F word on the stream. This second strike ain't going too well, is it? Vincent is on the firm. Vincent is on the firm. Nice one, Vincent. The old member streams. Hello, Zeitgeist. Good to see you, son. Hello, Daffyd. Yeah, oh, good Lord. Mate kudasai in Japanese means please wait, right? Listen to this. It's so fucking beautiful. Really. I mean, oh, mutage. It's got to be in the top 3 love songs, apart from every spiritualized song. Here we go. Now, if I play much more, I'm going to get yeeted, but I want you to hear some of the vocals. Hang on. Oh, that's a lovely little turnaround there, though.
Still by the window pane, rain like the rain that's falling. Waits in the air, I take you to side.
Good Lord, I'm nearly in tears. And I'll tell you why I'm nearly in tears, actually crying. Not nearly was a real cover. Vart, and there was another Vart in there as well. The bird in the novel, Ganya's her name, one of the real romances of my life. She was a freelance street walking prostitute when I met her. And by the end of that relationship, she was a mademoiselle who had 3 of her own massage parlors. And she got me clean twice. And a couple of spoiler alerts from the novel here, but after getting me clean twice, so we're talking space of a few years here, I'd been seeing her on and off for about 10 years. She told me that she'd had a previous boyfriend who was a heroin addict. And I was like, fucking hell, you and I'll pick 'em, girl. And the second time she got me clean, which is the novel, it's not the main story, but she's the only other character in it, really, the only other person who comes you know, it features more than once in it. Right near the end of that last withdrawal, she told me her dad was a heroin addict, which is big bombs, right? Because that you start joining the dots. Previous junkie boyfriend. She knew I was a junkie when she met me. She put up with it when I was using. She put up with it when I was getting clean. And then it turns out her father was. And what happened was, when the Vietnam War was on, the Americans went to Thailand, and because Thai people understood the jungle, they understood the climate, the insects, all the problems. And they turned up to her little town, her little village in Nong Khai in Isan. No surprises. And they said, look, if you come and fight with the American troops in the Vietnam War, we'll give you all a war pension. All right? So all of the men, because these men, they had nothing jobs. They earned like 20p a day. So they all went off to fight for the Americans in the Vietnam War. And she told me that two men came back. The whole fucking village, every bloke of fighting age went. 2 came back. One of them was her father with one eye missing and a smack habit. He soon knocked the mother up again. So she's got another kid, already had Ganya and another one. And the mother said to him, now listen to this, Pizzle, this will blow your mind. Any smackheads, this will blow your mind. The mother said to him, listen, you've got 4 children. You've got one eye. You ain't going to get work that's going to feed everyone. We're in trouble here. You can't be spending money on smack and gouching out all the time. It's the family or the smack. And if it's the smack, you can fuck off. Her father, and she told me this when I was just over the acute period, so I was very emotional. One day, he got a rucksack. He put a few bottles of water in it, some fruit, a couple of other things, a machete, just walked off into the jungle in Isan. Just fucked off into the jungle. This is a man who grew up in Isan, so he knows the jungle. He'd just been in Vietnam for 3 years, watching all his friends get killed. He walked off into the jungle, and 7 weeks later came back to the house clean. Now, I've moaned about rehab centres. You know, rehab centres where you get a bed and you get heaters and you get baths and showers and food and therapy. I've moaned a lot about those places. Can you imagine going into the jungle to go through a fucking heroin withdrawal? I mean, forget about the cobras and the fucking spiders and the mosquitoes and all the other stuff. He had to build somewhere to live with his machete, just chop some stuff up, make like a little bivouac or something. And he had to hunt food because those couple of bananas and 2 oranges, that was all his family could afford, they ain't going to last him long. And water as well, 3-4 bottles of water. He had to sort all that out while he was rattling. And she told me that. She told me that story, and I was in bits. I felt so sad for her because we were so in love. And I thought, I've just put her through all this shit again. And she'd already taken me through another withdrawal. Fucking hell, bless her. Yeah, it's a hard life, hard living. The story of her first ever prostitute work is in that novel, and it'll blow you. I won't ruin that. I won't tell you that. But I said to her, what was the first time you ever sold your body? And the story she told me was fucking mind blowing. You know, I really had to start reevaluating a lot of assumptions I've made about the world. I rang her up the other night, that bird actually. She's got a new boyfriend. I said, are you still in Patong? I said, I'm going to pop over there soon. And she said, oh yeah. She said, I've got a boyfriend. I said, I don't give a fuck. She started laughing. I hear this geezer in the background going, who's that? Who's that? And she went, just a friend. I went, tell him to fuck off, will you? She's cracking up. But yeah, so I think I'm going to have to get a bit more busy in the gym before I get out there to turn up and some fucking meathead. Oh, you can't, bosh. I can't get my brass knuckles through customs. I'm sure I can pick up a set out there, though. Osmeister's Ayrton Senna almost got killed on the M5 yesterday. I was in the inside lane and a lorry clipped my car. Fuck me. At 60 miles per hour where the tank is. Turned me 90 degrees. Are you fucking joking? So that... It's clipped you. He's pushing you along. Like, so you're going down the motorway sideways. I escaped injury. Fucking hell. Yeah, you did almost get killed. That's a stroke of luck that those 20 quid a pop second-hand ball tyres you had saved your life, because anything with a bit of grip, you would span. No, thank God you're still alive. Thank you, Osmeister, for the Ayrton Senna and being alive. Andrew can't watch films either. No, I can't be doing with Black Mirror. I can't stand Charlie Brooker. He reminds me of Chris Morris. I can't be doing these middle-class ponces telling us all how bad the world is. And it's like, yeah, but it ain't for you, is it, Morris? It ain't for you, is it, Brooker? Where you come from your upper middle class, well-educated families. No, you're just elitists. Don't stop pretending you're part of the solution. You're part of the problem. Fuck off. Denise Moniz says, I can understand why people don't like films. It's like watching someone else's imagination, unlike books. I disagree with that, because that's your classic distinction between speech and writing to an extent, isn't it? I mean, there's still a fair amount to be filled into a movie. Not as much, of course. What, Dennis, have you seen Drugstore Cowboy? It's fucking great. But yeah, it's weird. I just used to not want them to hurt me. Broken Silent struggles concentrating through a movie. That's interesting. Mad Lizzie went to Spoons, though. Just calling it Spoons. 5 of us, 45 quid with a drink. Hang on, are you talking about Weatherspoons, or is Spoons a restaurant? Well, I assumed that was like a word for Weatherspoons. 5 of you, 45. No, you're absolutely repping it. Good call, Mad Lizzie. There you go. Jessica knows where I am. Big emoji. Yeah, it can hurt you, can't it? I don't know what Dennis and Arklow are talking about, but that's an incredible conversation to read a little bit of. He also has full-blown AIDS and syphilis, which are spread to his organs. I'm not laughing at anyone. I'm laughing at me just reading that little bit. Good gosh. Right, people. I was just talking about you about 10 minutes ago, Alan. I said I'll have to send him an email. I had a week ban, Alan. I had a ban for a week. So I thought maybe you thought I'd jacked it in. But no, still here. Nice one, Alan. Good to see you. And there you go. Bosh. Well, choose life. You know, I'm Vart. I think narcotics have got their place, but a bit of clarity's got its place as well. And too much of either of those will damage the other one. But, you know, when you choose life, you don't have to choose a big telly and a big washing machine. You can still have quite the life of your own. You know, that's the problem with trains. The Trainspotting's crap. It's a great movie. It's funny, but it's got nothing to do with addiction. It's just nonsense. Yeah, you're doing all right. Pizzle's got a lovely new knife. Sounds like the start of your next song. I've got a lovely new knife and I'm going to use it. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, you need to really stick it in a spike. Don't. I didn't say that. Don't do that. But it doesn't really work up your nose. Yeah. There's so many unnecessary scenes in it, which he cut out to make a great movie. It's rubbish. There's about 30 minutes where they go to this French rubber plantation, and the French are like, "We ain't leaving. This is ours." And it's like, yeah, but it ain't. It ain't. And it's quite good though, because old Willard goes off with some bird, and they smoke opium, and it's a bit. Yeah, who wants Willard with a bird? He's a special forces. Well, I'd like to call him an assassin, but he's not, is he? What is he? What is he? What does Marlon Brando call him? What does Kurtz call him? You're a something boy. Someone must know that quote. He says, "You some kind of assassin?" He says, "I'm a soldier." Colonel Kurtz says, "You're neither. You're a..." Pags will know it. "You're a something boy sent to take the rubbish out," or something like that. Damn. There you go. So I'm just seeing the ones for the people that saw the Dave Cullen video. Yeah, he was absolutely. Yeah, no, he said he'll come on again. It's just timing. I had a week. I mean, has it been a while for you? I had a week ban. I got banned. I had a strike, and I couldn't upload or stream. Or this is why it's cuntish. I think I mentioned something about this last night, but you can't even go on your community tab and say I've been banned for a week. You know, why aren't YouTube just a bit nicer? You're on a week ban, but you can upload a video to tell your subscribers. You can upload a 5-minute video just to say, I'm on a ban, I'll be back next Friday or whatever. But no, just gone. And they do it to punish you. And they do it because they know that if you made that video, you'd go link to my Twitch account in the bottom. It's just punishment. Nice one on the Ayrton Centre though, Anglo. That's much appreciated. And all the donations are fucking brassic at the moment. I can tell you that. Girlfriend needs £1,000 of dental treatment. God, good gosh. I bought her an electric toothbrush. I said, that is cheaper than keep paying for your teeth. Right, where are we going? Yeah, it was brilliant stuff, wasn't it? It was absolutely brilliant. Right, over there on the entropy. Osmeister sent me a chat. How did I miss that one? Good God, what's going on here? My mind. Good to see you, Alan, though. I hope you're all right, mate. Oh, no, I read it. I've just read it, Osmeister. The one about nearly dying. I'm sure you sent me another one about sending me some crash. Oh, pictures of your crash. Thank you, Anglo. Thank you very much. The crash you had. Nice one, Vincent. On the firm. I will get back to those streams. I've needed this piss for so long. Now it's 20 to 5 in the morning. Our friends are back. Good to see you. Adult dating. Good Lord. Hello, Mark. Alan weren't a fan of that one. You turned it up, Toffee, because you loved it. Hello, Disaster Flake, over there on Twitch with Jays. Hello, Johnny. You are, mate. We're about to wrap up. Hello, I Am the Resurrection, over there on Twitch. Hello, Barney. I couldn't tell you the lineup. They kept changing, didn't they? But sounded like boom. Rainbow Dome music. What? King Crimson Mate Kudasai. It's gorgeous. It's funny you say that, actually, Mitis, because I thought I'd learn it. I thought I'd learn Mate Kudasai. I mean, there's no real way of strumming it, but you can sort of blag it. There's no strumming in the. So I've got the chords, learnt the chords, no problem. And I was reading it on one of those chords and lyrics sites, and it said so it was like the chords, blah 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 blah, and because it's like Robert Fripp, they're all like fucking ASUS Jesus 9L boot, and so I'm sort of doing the old 9 fingers. Okay, what do I strum with my foot? That is my foot as well. And it said seagulls are optional. So yeah, good call. Don't be crazy. Okay. No. I might want to be. Hello, Hightower. It has been a nice. Thank you, Baz. What? Hello, Crosshatch. Look at this. At 40, you're still sitting half naked at your mother's house. How about at 50, I'm sitting in my own house in Cambodia? I mean, good try, but, you know, just because you're lonely and you've got no friends, why are you coming in here just being a cunt? I'll tell you why. Because I already did. Just lash out. Just come somewhere where everyone's having a nice time and be an arsehole. Does that tell you something about yourself? Does that sound familiar? Does that remind you of the story of your life that you've been pretending hasn't been the case for years, and it's just hit you in the face? There's one of those blokes I was talking about earlier. I mean, what a ridiculous thing to say. RP, autofacial syndrome. Someone born without a lower jaw. I'll tell Gail that. I'll say, I'll drop it in conversation. I talk to her nearly every day. And I'll say to her, remember the old autofacial? Is that a joke, RP? Am I missing something here? Is it a vart? Nice one, RP. Appreciate that. Toffees, you mean the one I played first? Or the second one, the slow one? The first one is Great Deceiver, King Crimson, and the slow love song is Mate Kudasai. I'll put it on the screen now, and then you can get a screen grab of it, and that way you'll know how to spell it and all that malarkey. And I'll play a little bit more of it because it's lovely.
She sleeps in a chair in her sad America. When was a night so long, like the notes I'm sending? She waits in the air, Mate Kudasai.
Fucking beautiful, man. There you go. Toffee, if it was that one, it worked out well for you. If it wasn't that one, apologianos. Duckboy Jiden, are you talking about the Ganya telling me about her father's smack habit? Yeah, it done me right up. I mean, and to have not told me that after all the shit I put her through for years with the junk and that, you know. No, she's quite the woman. She's quite the woman. There's a bit of me that I went to Thailand to get together with her because she's got a couple of kids who really like me. They're not kids, they're teenagers who get on with me. And I thought, fuck it, you know, you're not getting any younger. Commit to someone at some point. And she would have been perfect. But her son he crashed his scooter and smashed his leg to bits, like, you know, about 30 breaks, really. And she needed over $100,000 so that he could walk again. And her boyfriend, this Australian bloke, who wasn't a boyfriend, he was just a purse. He paid for her son's leg to get put back together. And I just thought, I can't afford that. And so I thought, she ain't going to leave him. You know, we were fucking and everything. She had no love for this bloke, but, you know, that's how they work it out there sometimes. And I just thought, look at that. What a turnout. We can't be together because I can't afford to pay that money. And she wants her son walking. So we didn't get together. And then when she found out I got together with someone out here, she was devastated. I was like, yeah, but, you know, the Australian. She said, yeah, I've finished with him now. And I said, yeah, but it's too late now. But I do think about her a lot. That novel's dedicated to her. It's kind of what inspired me to write it, because she deserves that book. If you don't like it, don't think she deserves it in that way. Well, you know, women go for blokes that reflect certain things from their fathers. Of course they do. You know, it's largely symbolic. Pizzle says, I was with a street walking hooker. By the end of the relationship, she was a street walking hooker. Well, the first time I had sex with Ganya was I said to her, can we have a threesome? And I've told you this story before. As I was moving between the two of them. Now, this might sound a bit grotty, but trust me, it's actually very romantic in a kind of Baudelarian kind of way. I was sort of on one, and then I'd have a go at the other. I was a little bit worse for wear. And then when I was on the other one, I said, I said, I'm going to come. And Ganya booted me off the other girl. She booted me in the ribs. So I sort of went flying. And then when I've sort of come up, sort of, what the fuck? She just laid back and opened her legs and went. And I fell in love with her right then. Right, honestly, she was so cool. No, you're not. She's not getting the goods. Kicked me off her, laid back. And I just thought, what a woman. What a woman. Who would do that? And I was like, yeah, all right, let's go. And then I went and watched Arsenal beat QPR. She waits in the air, Mate Kudasai. See you later, Quadders. Look after yourself, son. When I used to go out to Thailand, you know, I'd go out there for like 3 months at a time to be with her. And she didn't mind me going whoring at the same time. And I said to her, why don't you mind? She said, well, you like it too much. What am I going to stop you doing it? But weirdly, because she was like that, I stopped doing it because it didn't have any attraction. It was like, although once she actually gave me a load of money and said, there's a big government sponsored brothel in Patong called Kristin Massage. Fucking weird place. And she couldn't get in because it's blokes only. So she gave me a load of money, said, go to Kristin Massage, bang a couple of birds, come back and tell me how it all works in there. So I've gone in there and I've walked up these steps, and it's really elaborate, a huge building, and it's the same colour that Elephant and Castle used to be. Do you remember that garish pink? And it's just across the road from one of her brothels. So I've said, are you sure? I said, so I can do it and you're paying for it. I said, I quite like this. And she went, it's research. So I said, yeah, strictly scientific. I've walked in there. A bloke's opened the door and gone, welcome, sir. I've walked up these stairs. I've got all the lights shining across the stairs and that. Quite, you know, for Patong, which is essentially a shithole, it was well out of place. When I got to the top, I was at like this bar area. There was loads of tables, right? And so I thought, okay. So I thought, I'll get a couple of gins in. So I've gone up to the bar, ordered a couple of gins. sat at this table, and as I'm sitting there, I'm just looking around, and I realised that everyone else, pretty much everyone else, the tables had seats all around them. I'm sitting on a table on my own, but everyone else who were in groups of threes and fours were facing that way. I was facing that way. I thought, I wonder what everyone's looking at. Right? No shit. I've turned around, huge glass, just a massive pane of glass. I'm talking about, what, it must have been 30 feet that way, 20 foot up. And behind it, all the women, all the working girls with numbers on their wrists. They're not allowed, I found this out later, they're not allowed to try and encourage you to select them. But they do, and it's really weird. So as I've turned round, it was like it was like a dream. And they're all kitted out in all their sexy gear and that. And like, so I was like, oh shit. Another gin, large one. Smash. And so you sort of get eye contact. They're only about 4 foot away. Like, I literally had my back to this for about 10 minutes. And so when you make eye contact with one of them, they sort of, because they're not allowed to go, or like, so they sort of go, you know, they're trying to do it as subtly as possible. Or you'll see her hand she sort of goes like that on the back of her hand. And then when you're ready, you just have, there's another woman standing there and you just sort of call her over, because I watched other people do it. And you just sort of go, 24 and 35 or whatever. And, I didn't go through with it. I did another time, but I just went, nah, this ain't me at all. This, you know, when I, you know, I will not have a prostitute treated badly. And there was something about that sitting behind a fucking, in a fishbowl with your number on your wrist. Nah, that weren't my cup of tea. She was gutted, Ganya. When I got back there, she went, that was quick. I was steady. I said, yeah, they're all sitting there with numbers behind a bit of glass. You know, what happens if you pick one or four and you get to your room and she goes, hello, sir, what would you like? not that. Can you go back and send the bird next to 23, I meant, sorry. No, I want to have a little bit of conversation. You know, hello, love, how much? So, yeah, it was very peculiar. Let me see if I can grab a picture of Kristin Massage off of the interwebs. It's still there. I know for a fact it's still there. Yeah, I've got it. You'll see what I mean about it looking like the old... I need a bigger picture. You'll see what I mean about it looking like the old Elephant and Castle. I so need a piss. How long ago did I say I needed a piss? Oh, come on, just give me one picture that I can use. There you go, Kristin Massage. You don't really, I'll get a couple because you don't really get to see the scale of the operation. It's a huge, there's about 100 rooms in this place. Oh yeah, you get to see the size of it with this one. But in the rooms, they've got jacuzzis and all sorts. You can, you know, you can pay for all sorts of sensual delights. Have a look at Kristin Massage. Here we go. So there it is. It's on the main drag round Patong Ratu Thit P200 Road, it's called. So that's it. Can you see that? So where my cursor is, so there's shops underneath. That where the lighting is there, that's nothing to do with Kristin. The door is where my cursor is there, under the big logo there, which is, you can't really see it, but it's a naked woman there in that logo. So you go in there, but these are all the rooms. I'll show you another one that I've got here. But you don't really get to see the size of it. There you go, Kristin Massage. And you walk up those steps at the bottom and you go in. Fucking Kristin Massage. There you go. There they are. Look, someone's taken a photo. Oh my God. People have done the naughty photo trick. There they are. Look, there they are, all sitting behind the windows. Hang on, that one isn't Kristin though. Where's the one that said Kristin? Christian massage. Bollocks. Hang on. Oh, here it is. That's it. Look. Where's their numbers? You can't see their numbers. Oh, no, they've got their numbers on their tits, for lack of a better word. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. So, look. You can see that their numbers, you can see on their boob there. That's their numbers. But that's behind a glass. The bar is like behind you now. See what I'm saying? Behind you. I'll tell you what. I'm thinking her. That's where I'm going. That one right there. Hello, darling. Who can't fancy Thai birds? Good Lord, that lovely black hair. Anyway, people, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking at pictures of Christian massage. Didn't really get to talk about the United States of Communism, did I? I got your super chat, did I, Osmeister? Did I not get it? Packers. Oh, Stevie Gilmore. That's it. No, is it? You're a delivery boy. Is that the actual line, though? Apocalypse Now. What? I don't know if it is delivery. Errand boy. It's errand boy. It's errand boy. Yeah, I've even found it. Lovely. I've got the video, haven't I? Let's get it to the right bit. Hang on. Are you an assassin? I'm a soldier. No, you're neither. You're an errand boy.
Wow, do you think that heaven is so wild and over the opinions of this thing?
It's such a good... If you've never seen Apocalypse Now, people, you have to see it.
I'm selling classified missions.
Right, here we go. I think it starts here. This might risk a yeet. Nice one, Packer. Actually, I'll have to show you that. That's quite cool what he's done. Well, Packer's managed to pull off there. Let me sort this out. Hang on. I'll show you that in a minute. We'll stick with Apocalypse Now for una memento. And Stevie Gilmore said delivery boy, which got me to errand boy. So thank you, Stevie. Thanks for the donation as well, mate. Yeah, I'll check this out, people. This is the scene I was talking about. Marlon Brando, Martin Sheen. It's the final, one of the final scenes of Apocalypse Now, but it's a cracking line. You might have to turn it up a bit because it would appear to be a low recording.
It's no longer classified, is it? What did they tell you?
They told me that you had gone totally insane. And that your methods were unsound.
I'm not sure if I've missed the bit.
Are my methods unsound?
Let's see. At all.
I expected someone like you. What did you expect?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find that, and I need a wee, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning. What am I doing? I'm too old for this lark. It's been lovely streaming, though, people. Yeah, I'll put that link in there. Watch the whole of that clip. It's lovely. Are you an assassin? I'm a soldier. No, you're nothing. You're an errand boy. Michael McCann, if you changed your thing, check out my Substack. Substack link in the description. There's 20 short stories on there, and one of them, Skagless and Bible Black, is the first teaser from my novel, and it's gone down well. So have a look at my Substack. It's totally free in that. John Bot, what am I smoking? It's the one I only smoke the one flavour. It's like mint and lemon. No nicotine either. I'm addicted to minty steam. You cry at anything at that point. Yeah, you do. You absolutely do. But so can you imagine something that is actually really painful and actually beautiful in a way, you know, actually quite beautiful. It fucking done me. Cheers, RP. It meant a lot to me, and it meant a lot to her, I think. Yeah, she's the one that got away. She's not the one that got away. She's the one I didn't keep hold of. Yeah, you can't have everything in life. But you know what? Oh, nice one, Alan. Thank you, Alan. One of two. No, I love you too. You'll appreciate all that opiate stuff and all that emotional stuff as well. It was heavy going. Where's Alan's second one? One of two. I can't find a second one unless he meant the other one he done. Ozmeister's emailed me some crash pics. I'll show him on the next stream, Ozmeister. I've really got to get to bed because I've got to wash, floss my teeth, and it's going to take me another 45. My bedtime ritual is another 45 minutes. I'll be going to bed when it's getting light, and all that reminds me of the crack days, and it ain't ideal, is it? That's why I said, there you go. How interesting. I thought I was really alone on all that. I mean, I'm not like it anymore because I love having my emotions tested to an extent. I suppose that's the word, isn't it? But as a youngster, fuck that, man. Terrifying stuff. Right, anyway, I am going to knock this on the head. I'm sure I've missed a couple of donations somewhere. I'm not fully on the ball. I will show you Packers and Stevie's though, because Packers made a funny. I swear there's actual urine dripping out of my massive snake-like phallus. Hi, my name's Chris. Look at Packers. Look at Packers' message. Nude scrub XYZ, best adult Welsh Elvis site. Fucking great work, Packer. That's effort and imagination and application. Well done. And thank you, Stevie. You got me to errand boy. That's a great call. Right, here we go. I'm going to play a bit of music. I'm sorry if I missed your donations. It's going to take me I am a little bit hungover, as I explained. I will get back in the saddle properly soon. Milk's too long, Pizzle. It's going to be get it out because it's been a kind of an emotional stream, and I think that makes sense. I'm just. I will be putting your messages on the thing. Raymond RP. So if you was a short-sighted Pentecostal priest, you could misread the sign. That's gone right over my head. That's gone right over my head. Thanks, Raymond. I'll think about that again tomorrow. I might. We never got to Brian Stelter. We never got to communism in America. Here we go, people. Here's a bit of music. Bless you all. I will be back in the saddle. The nodules are playing up now as well. Fucking 5 o'clock, eh? Take care, everyone. Thanks to everyone who donated. Thanks to Rags and the boy Cray for looking after the place. Thanks for all you lot for bothering to listen. It means a lot to me and to engage with what I was saying. We're back on. I might stream a couple of times tomorrow because I've got the weekend pretty much to myself. I want to get the novel. I want to spend a few hours on the novel both days, but I won't be doing much else. So we might get a couple. Hello, Mrs. Me in it. Nice to see you, darling. Here we go. Ta-ta. Here's some music.
came in my dream, kissed me, loved me. Tears of a baby roll down your cheek. Your eyes are wide, so look around. You've loved to give, so get it out. Get it out anytime.
Good to be back, Anglo. Good to be back, son.
Love sits beside me. I feel complete. You came in my dream, kissed me, loved
Oh, you alright, mate? No dramas.
Your eyes are wide, so look around. You've loved to give, so get it out. Get it out anytime.
Yeah, good to hear Jimmy's streaming, actually. I might put that on while I'm doing my bedtime ritual.
Send me for elastic, I'm fantastic. I got geometry, it's pretty drastic. Coochie coochie tiger, where can I hide ya? Your roar's too loud, mate, they're gonna find ya. Anesthetic again. Yeah, you're looking pretty rough, son, your life's coming undone. Everywhere you go, you seem to know someone. I wanna change my life, mum, I don't know what's going on. I pick up all the pieces, fall, and then I drop them. And anesthetic again. And I am here now and then. 'Cause absence is everything. Yeah, and aesthetic. Yeah. Again. This is the next line, I wrote it when I felt fine. Now it's pointless, that's the effect of time. How did I get it there? Whisper it in my ear, I don't know myself, at least I ain't got my health. And aesthetic again. And I am here now and then. 'Cause absence is everything. And aesthetic, yeah. Again.
It's been an absolute pleasure, people. Look after yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow. Hoita!